Once my mentor told me this, Earl. Wealth doesn't come to those who chase it. It comes to those who prepare themselves to receive it. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have money chasing them, while others struggle endlessly, no matter how hard they try? Why does this happen? It's simple. Money flows to those who think clearly, act consistently, and follow certain proven steps. When you align your habits, mindset, and actions with opportunity, wealth stops hiding, it starts seeking you. If you want money to stop running away and start chasing you, there are 6 essential things you must do. These aren't random tricks or shortcuts. These are timeless principles that align your mindset, habits, and actions with wealth. Let me break them down for you one by one. 1. Master your mindset. Your thoughts determine your results. Before wealth can come to you, you must believe you deserve it and think like someone who attracts abundance. 2. Set crystal clear goals. Vague wishes produce vague results. Define exactly what you want in detail and write it down. Clarity is the magnet for opportunity. 3. Take consistent action. Ideas without action are worthless. Commit to daily steps that move you toward your financial goals, no matter how small. 4. Develop skills that add value. Money follows those who provide solutions. Invest in yourself, learn and demand skills, and become indispensable. 5. Build multiple streams of income. Relying on one source is risky. Diversify your income so that money flows from different directions. 6. Surround yourself with success. Your environment shapes your destiny. Connect with people who inspire, challenge, and push you to grow. These 6 steps aren't just concepts, they're actionable habits. And now I'm going to explain each one in detail so you can put them into practice and start attracting wealth effortlessly. Mastering your mindset is the very first step on the road to wealth. It is the foundation upon which all success is built, and yet it is so often overlooked. You see, most people spend their entire lives chasing money, chasing opportunities, chasing luck, without ever stopping to examine the one thing that determines the results they get in life: their own mind. Your thoughts are not merely fleeting images or random whispers in your head. They are the blueprint for your life. Everything you achieve, every opportunity you attract, every challenge you overcome begins in your mind. If your mind is cluttered with doubts, fears, or negative beliefs, it will produce results that reflect that. Conversely, a focused, confident, and abundant mindset will naturally draw wealth toward you, almost as if it were magnetized. Consider this: 2 people start with the exact same idea, the same resources, and the same amount of effort. One becomes successful and wealthy, while the other struggles endlessly. Why? The difference is their mindset. The first person thinks in terms of possibilities and solutions. They see obstacles as temporary, challenges as lessons, and failures as stepping stones. The second person is dominated by fear, hesitation, and self-doubt. Every setback reinforces their belief that success is unattainable, and every opportunity that comes their way is missed or ignored. This is why mastering your mindset isn't optional. It is absolutely critical if you want money to start chasing you instead of the other way around. But what does it mean to truly master your mindset? It means cultivating beliefs that empower you rather than limit you. It means understanding that your thoughts are seeds, and whatever you plant will grow. If you plant seeds of fear, scarcity, or self-doubt, you will harvest struggle, frustration, and limitation. If you plant seeds of confidence, opportunity, and possibility, you will harvest wealth, success, and fulfillment. Let me give you an example. Imagine a young man named Daniel. Daniel had always dreamed of starting his own business, but for years he held himself back. He was consumed by thoughts like, "I'm not ready. I don't have enough experience," or "What if I fail?" Every time an opportunity presented itself, he found reasons to postpone it. His mind was a prison, and his negative beliefs were the bars. Now consider what happened when Daniel decided to change his mindset. He began to read about successful entrepreneurs, he visualized himself achieving his goals daily, and he replaced every fear-based thought with a thought of possibility. Gradually, his actions changed. He took small steps, made decisions confidently, and approached challenges with curiosity rather than dread. Within a few years, Daniel's business not only succeeded but flourished beyond his expectations. The difference wasn't luck, it was mindset. His mind had been transformed into a powerful magnet for opportunity and wealth. Mastering your mindset also requires awareness of the mental habits that sabotage success. Many people allow external circumstances to dictate their thoughts. They wake up in a foul mood, focus on problems, complain about the economy, or envy others' success. This mental environment becomes a breeding ground for scarcity and limitation. To master your mindset, you must take control of your thoughts. This means deliberately focusing on what you want rather than what you fear. It means feeding your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and positive influences. It means questioning your beliefs. Are these thoughts truly mine, or am I simply repeating what I've been told? Visualization is another powerful tool. When you can see yourself succeeding in vivid detail, your mind begins to recognize it as a possibility. Your thoughts create energy, and energy attracts corresponding results. Wealth, in this sense, is not merely a material phenomenon, it is a mental one first. Before you ever see money in your bank account, it first appears in your mind as clarity, confidence, and conviction. Finally, mastering your mindset is a daily practice. It is not something you do once and then forget. Every day presents the opportunity to strengthen your mental muscles, to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, and to align your thoughts with the life you want to create. It is in the repetition of positive thought, the persistent refusal to accept defeat, and the unwavering belief in your own potential that wealth begins to flow naturally toward you. So, before you chase money, stop for a moment and examine your mind. Are your thoughts serving you, or are they holding you back? If you truly desire to have money seek you out, your first task is to master your mindset. Train it, focus it, feed it with thoughts of abundance and possibility. When you do, you will notice a remarkable shift. Opportunities that once seemed invisible become clear. Solutions appear where before there were only problems. And most importantly, wealth begins to move in your direction, almost as if it had been waiting for you all along. Your mind is the starting point, the silent architect of your financial destiny. Master it, and everything else, the skills, the actions, the strategies, will fall into place. Wealth is not a matter of luck, timing, or connections. It is a matter of mental preparation. And once your mind is ready, money has no choice but to follow. Setting crystal clear goals is one of the most powerful steps you can take if you want money to start chasing you. Yet, so few people ever stop to do it properly. They drift through life hoping that success will somehow find them, thinking that working hard is enough. But working hard without a definite direction is like rowing a boat furiously without knowing where the shore is. You expend energy, get tired, and make little progress. Success, wealth, and achievement require more than effort. They require clarity. Vague wishes produce vague results. People say things like, "I want to be rich someday," or "I want to succeed in life." But what does that really mean? What does "reek" mean to you? Is it $100,000 in savings, $1 million, or freedom from financial worry entirely? The difference between a vague desire and a crystal clear goal is the difference between wandering aimlessly and traveling with purpose. When you define your goal in precise detail, you give your mind a target. The universe, and the opportunities within it, responds to specificity. Let me give you an example. Imagine two individuals, Sarah and Lisa. Both want to improve their financial situation. Sarah says, "I want to make more money." She works hard, tries different things, and occasionally sees some results. But she lacks a clear target, and her energy is scattered. Opportunities come and go, but she often misses them because she doesn't recognize which ones align with her true objective. Lisa, on the other hand, says, "I want to earn $10,000 per month within the next 12 months by building a freelance business offering copywriting services." Notice the difference. Lisa has a precise, measurable goal with a deadline and a clear method. Every decision she makes, every opportunity she evaluates, is filtered through the lens of this goal. Her mind knows what to look for, and she naturally takes actions that move her closer to it. Within a year, Lisa has achieved what Sarah had only vaguely hoped for. The secret wasn't luck, it was clarity. Clarity acts as a magnet for opportunity. Once your goal is defined, your mind begins to scan your environment for ways to achieve it. Ideas, resources, and connections that you might have overlooked suddenly become obvious. Opportunities appear as if by magic, not because the universe is playing favorites, but because a focused mind recognizes what others miss. This is why writing down your goals is so crucial. The act of putting your goal on paper crystallizes it in your subconscious mind, and your brain immediately starts working toward it, even when you aren't consciously thinking about it. Goals must also be written in positive, specific, and measurable terms. Saying, "I don't want to be poor," is vague and framed negatively. Your mind doesn't respond well to vague or negative instructions. Instead, say, I will earn 100,000 this year through my business. It is specific, measurable, and creates a mental picture of success. Visualize it. Imagine receiving that first check, seeing your bank account grow, and feeling the satisfaction of achieving exactly what you intended. Your emotions become tied to your goal, and that emotional attachment strengthens your focus and determination. Another important aspect is breaking your goals into actionable steps. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Once you know exactly what you want, outline the steps required to get there. If your goal is financial, identify the skills you need, the actions you must take daily, and the milestones along the way. This process transforms a distant dream into a series of achievable steps, each building momentum toward the final result. Finally, remember that goals are living things. They evolve as you grow. Set them clearly, revisit them regularly, and adjust them as needed. But never lose sight of the fact that the power of a goal lies in its clarity. Without it, you wander aimlessly. With it, the path forward becomes unmistakable, and wealth begins to respond to your focused intention. So if you truly want money to chase you, start by defining exactly what you want. Write it down, see it in your mind as if it already exists. Break it into actionable steps, and let your focused mind attract the opportunities that others miss. A crystal clear goal is not just a desire, it is the blueprint for your financial future. Master this, and you will notice that the world starts working for you instead of against you. Your clarity becomes your compass, your magnet, and your guide. It transforms vague hopes into concrete results and sets the stage for all the wealth, abundance, and success you seek. The question is simple. Are your goals clear enough to direct your actions, or are they just wishes floating in the air? The answer will determine everything. Taking consistent action is the bridge between your goals and the wealth you desire. Ideas, plans, and strategies may fill your mind with excitement, but without action, they are like seeds scattered on barren ground. They will never grow. You may have the clearest goals in the world, the most powerful mindset, and the most detailed plan, but if you do not act, nothing will happen. Action is the engine that turns thought into reality, and consistency is the fuel that keeps it running. Many people fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment to start. They tell themselves, I'll begin tomorrow, or I need more resources, more knowledge, or better timing. But the truth is, the perfect moment rarely comes. Life moves forward regardless of your readiness. Wealth does not wait for hesitation. It favors those who move decisively and persistently. Every day you delay action is an opportunity lost, a day in which money could have found you but didn't because you were standing still. Consider the story of Thomas, a man who dreamed of becoming financially independent. For years, he spent hours researching investment strategies, attending seminars, and reading books on wealth. He knew exactly what he wanted and how to achieve it. Yet, for all that preparation, he saw little progress because he never committed to daily action. He told himself he needed more time to prepare, more perfect conditions. Meanwhile, his peers who took smaller but consistent steps, starting a side business, investing in small opportunities, learning practical skills, began to see results. Thomas eventually realized that knowledge alone is not power. Applied knowledge is power. He had to stop planning endlessly and start acting daily, no matter how small the steps. Consistency is the secret ingredient. Taking action sporadically in bursts of motivation will never produce lasting results. It is the daily, committed effort that compounds over time. Imagine planting a tree but watering it only once in a while. Some days you water it, other days you forget, and the tree struggles to grow. But if you water it consistently, even a little each day, the roots strengthen, the trunk grows, and eventually the tree bears fruit. Works in much the same way. Small actions, repeated consistently over time, create momentum. The results may not be immediate, but over weeks, months, and years, the cumulative effect is enormous. To take consistent action, break your financial goals into daily tasks. If your goal is to build a business, commit to writing content, making calls, or networking every day. If your goal is to invest, commit to researching the market and reviewing opportunities each day. The size of the step does not matter as much as the consistency. Even actions that seem tiny, sending one email, learning one new concept, making one call, add up when performed regularly. Each small action is a brick in the foundation of your future wealth. Another critical point is to develop discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline ensures that action continues even when you don't feel like it. Earl Nightingale often spoke about the miracle of small daily disciplines. Wealth is rarely created through a single grand gesture. It is built through repeated, focused effort. It is showing up day after day, putting in the work, and trusting that results will come. This kind of persistent action separates the successful from the mediocre. Take the example of Jane, who wanted to create a side income through freelance graphic design. She had experience but no clients. Instead of waiting for a large opportunity, she committed to sending at least one proposal every day. Some days she received rejections, others she received no response. But she never missed a day. After several months of consistent effort, her client base grew, her reputation spread, and her income increased steadily. What had started as a single daily action multiplied into a sustainable business. The secret was not luck, it was consistency. Finally, understand that action creates confidence. Many people hesitate because they feel unprepared, unsure, or fearful of failure. The antidote is to start moving. Action teaches you lessons that knowledge alone cannot. Every step you take illuminates the next step, clarifies your goals, and strengthens your belief in your own abilities. Money follows those who act decisively and persistently. Without action, even the best ideas remain dormant. So if you want wealth to start chasing you, commit to consistent action today. Break your goals into manageable daily tasks, follow through even when you don't feel motivated, and trust in the compounding power of repeated effort. Each small step moves you closer to your financial goals. Each action signals to the universe that you are ready, and each day you act is a day in which wealth can find you. Remember, ideas without action are worthless, but ideas backed by daily, consistent action are unstoppable. Developing skills that add value is one of the most powerful steps you can take to ensure that money starts chasing you. This principle is simple, yet it is so often ignored. People focus on earning money, hoping that it will somehow come to them without considering the true source of wealth, the value they provide. Wealth is not a mysterious force. It is not a matter of luck or chance. It is a direct reflection of the solutions you offer, the problems you solve, and the usefulness of your skills in the world. The more value you can create, the more people and money will seek you out. Think about it. Why do some individuals command higher salaries, win more clients, or attract business opportunities effortlessly? The answer is always the same. They provide value that is in demand. Money flows naturally to people who solve problems, improve lives, and meet needs that others cannot or will not address. Conversely, those who lack marketable skills or who fail to invest in themselves find wealth elusive no matter how hard they work. This is why your first investment must always be in yourself, in learning skills that increase your value and make you indispensable. Let me illustrate with an example. Meet Alex, a young professional with a college degree but limited practical experience. He wanted to increase his income but was unsure how. He noticed that businesses in his area were struggling to market themselves online. Rather than waiting for a perfect job, Alex decided to learn digital marketing skills, social media management, copywriting, and email marketing. He invested time in courses, practiced daily, and applied his knowledge to small local projects. Within a year, Alex had transformed himself from a novice into a valuable expert. Companies started approaching him with offers, and he was able to command rates far higher than he had ever imagined. His income didn't grow because he was lucky, it grew because he had developed skills that others needed and were willing to pay for. The key here is to focus on skills that solve problems and meet real-world demand. There is no shortage of opportunities for those who can deliver solutions. Whether it's learning how to code, mastering a trade, developing sales expertise, or providing creative services, the principle is the same. The more indispensable you become, the more money will seek you out. Investing in yourself also compounds over time. Unlike money spent on consumables, the skills you develop never depreciate. They increase in value as you refine them and apply them effectively. Developing value, adding skills also requires adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and so are the problems that need solving. Those who rest on outdated knowledge or fail to learn continuously are left behind, while those who evolve their skill set remain in demand. Take the example of Sophia, a professional photographer. Early in her career, she focused only on traditional photography. When digital media began to dominate, her business slowed, and she struggled financially. Rather than giving up, she learned photo editing, video production, and social media marketing. By expanding her skills, she was able to offer more to clients, differentiate herself from the competition, and regain a steady flow of income. Her ability to adapt and provide additional value made her indispensable and attractive to paying clients. Another important aspect of developing skills is specialization. While general knowledge is useful in today's world, mastery in a niche creates leverage. When you are an expert in a specific area that others struggle to master, your value multiplies. People are willing to pay a premium for someone who can solve a problem quickly and effectively. This is why high-income professionals, entrepreneurs, and innovators often focus on developing a unique skill set that sets them apart. Finally, remember that developing skills is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong commitment. The more effort you put into learning, practicing, and applying your abilities, the greater the value you provide, and the more naturally money will follow. It is not about chasing wealth directly. It is about becoming so capable, so skilled, and so valuable that wealth cannot help but find you. So if you want to attract money instead of chasing it, commit to developing skills that add value. Invest in yourself, study the demands of the market, practice relentlessly, and focus on solving problems. As your abilities grow, so too will your opportunities. As your value increases, so too will the flow of wealth toward you. Remember, money follows those who provide solutions. The more indispensable you become, the more irresistible your presence is to opportunities and financial abundance. Building multiple streams of income is one of the most crucial principles for attracting wealth and ensuring financial security. Yet, so many people make the mistake of relying entirely on a single source of income. They depend solely on their job, their business, or a single investment, believing that as long as that source continues, everything will be fine. But life has a way of testing that assumption. Jobs are lost, markets fluctuate, and businesses face unexpected challenges. Relying on only one stream of income is like putting all your eggs in one basket. One misstep and everything can collapse. The truth is, money loves abundance, not scarcity. When you open multiple channels for money to flow into your life, you are no longer vulnerable to the ups and downs of a single source. Instead, you create resilience, stability, and opportunity. Think of it as building a network of rivers instead of relying on a single stream. If one river dries up, the others continue to flow, ensuring that your financial garden remains watered. Consider the example of David, a man who worked a full-time corporate job. For years, he depended entirely on his paycheck. He worked hard, saved diligently, and even received promotions, but his financial growth was limited. Then David decided to diversify. He started a small online business selling digital products, invested in dividend-paying stocks, and took up freelance consulting in his field of expertise. None of these streams individually made him rich overnight, but together they created a powerful network of income. One month, his freelance work might generate more than his job. Another month, dividends and product sales provided a cushion. By diversifying, David turned vulnerability into security, stress into opportunity, and dependency into freedom. Building multiple streams of income does not mean abandon your primary source. It means leveraging it. Your main job or business can be the foundation that funds your other ventures. The principle is simple: create multiple doors through which money can enter your life. One door may bring a steady flow, another may bring sudden surges, and together they ensure that wealth is constantly circulating in your favor. The types of income streams you can build are limited only by your imagination and effort. Some are active, requiring your direct participation, like freelance work, consulting, or running a business. Others are passive, allowing money to flow even while you sleep, like investments, rental properties, royalties, or online products. The combination of active and passive streams creates a balance between immediate results and long-term growth. Let's take the example of Maria, a graphic designer. She started with freelance projects, which required her direct time and effort. Over time, she created templates and digital assets that could be sold repeatedly online, generating passive income. She also began teaching short online courses in her niche. By the time she had built 3 streams of income, freelancing, digital products, and courses, she realized that her financial security was no longer tied to any single source. Each stream supported the others, and together they created a steady flow of wealth that allowed her to invest in new opportunities without fear. Building multiple streams of income also cultivates a mindset of abundance. When you depend on a single source, Fear often dictates your decisions. You may hesitate to take risks, innovate, or pursue opportunities because you feel constrained. But when money comes from multiple directions, you gain confidence. You can experiment, explore new ideas, and take calculated risks, knowing that your financial foundation is solid. It is important to note that building multiple income streams requires planning, patience, and consistent action. You cannot expect all streams to flourish immediately, but with persistence, each will grow and compound over time. Small, regular efforts, like investing a portion of your salary, creating a product, or offering a service, can grow into substantial income streams when combined. The key is to start today, no matter how modestly, and to keep adding and improving your channels over time. In the end, diversifying your income is not just about making more money, it is about freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to innovate, freedom to weather financial storms, and freedom to live life on your own terms. Money will begin to follow you when you create multiple avenues for it to flow into your life. The more streams you establish, the more resilient and unstoppable your financial trajectory becomes. So, if you want wealth to chase you instead of the other way around, do not rely on a single source. Build multiple streams of income, diversify wisely, and let the natural flow of money respond to your efforts. Each stream adds strength, security, and opportunity, creating a network that attracts wealth and empowers you to live the life you envision. Surrounding yourself with success is the final, yet arguably one of the most powerful, steps if you want money to start chasing you. It is often said that we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Our environment, the people we interact with daily, and the influences we allow into our lives shape our thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately our destiny. If you spend your time with people who are complacent, negative, or afraid of taking action, their mindset will inevitably rub off on you. Conversely, when you connect with those who inspire, challenge, and push you to grow, you absorb their energy, their ideas, and their habits, and your life begins to elevate. Success is contagious. Think about it when you are around someone who is relentlessly pursuing their goals, who takes consistent action, and who believes in possibilities rather than limitations. Their energy is infectious. You begin to see what is possible, and your own ambitions expand. On the other hand, spending time with those who constantly complain, doubt, or play it safe limits your vision and diminishes your confidence. Wealth, opportunity, and success are attracted to people who operate in environments of growth and possibility. Let me share the story of Michael, a young man who wanted to start his own business but felt stuck in mediocrity. For years, he spent most of his time with friends who were content with average jobs, complaining about life but taking no action. Michael's own mindset became a reflection of his environment. He had goals, but they were vague, and his belief in his ability to achieve them was weak. One day, he decided to join a local entrepreneurial group and attend networking events with ambitious business owners. Suddenly, he was surrounded by people who were taking massive action, learning relentlessly, and supporting each other in meaningful ways. Michael absorbed new ideas, adopted better habits, and gained confidence. Within a year, he had launched a successful business. The difference was not luck, it was the environment he chose to place himself in. Surrounding himself with success rewired his mindset and created opportunities that had previously been invisible to him. Your environment is more than just the people you interact with. It includes the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the media you consume, and even the physical spaces you occupy. If you fill your mind with stories of failure, negativity, and scarcity, it becomes increasingly difficult to think in terms of abundance and possibility. On the other hand, immersing yourself in the ideas, experiences, and attitudes of successful people transforms the way you think, act, and attract wealth. Consider reading biographies of successful entrepreneurs, listening to motivational speakers, or joining mastermind groups where ideas and energy are shared. Each of these exposures reinforces your belief in what is possible and strengthens your resolve to act. Surrounding yourself with success also means finding mentors, those who have achieved what you aspire to accomplish. A mentor is someone who has walked the path, faced challenges, and emerged victorious. They can guide you, offer insights that save you years of trial and error, and hold you accountable to your goals. The presence of a mentor or coach can accelerate your journey tremendously, simply because you are learning from experience instead of guessing in the dark. It is important, however, to be intentional about your associations. Not every successful person is a positive influence, and not every peer group will push you toward growth. Seek out relationships where learning, accountability, and mutual inspiration are the norms. Avoid those who drain your energy, sow doubt, or normalize mediocrity. Your time and attention are your most valuable assets, and they must be invested wisely in people and environments that elevate you. Let me give another example. Lisa, a talented graphic designer, wanted to expand her freelance business and attract higher-paying clients. She realized that most of her colleagues were content with small projects and low fees. She decided to attend industry conferences, join professional associations, and connect with designers who were achieving six-figure incomes. The insight, strategies, and confidence she gained from interacting with these successful peers transformed her approach. Within a year, she had tripled her income, not because she suddenly became more skilled, but because she had immersed herself in an environment of growth and high achievement. So surrounding yourself with success is not about ego or comparison. It is about raising your standards, expanding your vision, and creating an environment where your best self can emerge. Wealth and opportunity naturally flow toward those who operate in circles of abundance and action. The people you choose to spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you inhabit all contribute to the magnetism that draws money and success to you. So, if you want wealth to start chasing you, evaluate your surroundings carefully. Are the people around you inspiring, challenging, and pushing you to grow? Are your daily influences encouraging your goals, habits, and mindset? If not, make a conscious decision to change your environment. Seek mentors, connect with ambitious peers, and immerse yourself in ideas and experiences that elevate you. When you surround yourself with success, your mindset, actions, and opportunities will align in ways that naturally attract wealth. Your environment shapes your destiny, and by curating it wisely, you set the stage for money, opportunity, and success to chase you wherever you go. And now, having explored these 6 timeless principles, it becomes clear that wealth is not a matter of luck, timing, or chance. It is the natural outcome of preparation, clarity, and deliberate action. Master your mindset, and you lay the foundation for every success you seek. Set crystal clear goals, and your mind becomes a magnet for opportunity. Take consistent action, and ideas transform into tangible results. Develop skills that add value, and you become indispensable to the world. Build multiple streams of income, and you create resilience, freedom, and abundance. Surround yourself with success, and your environment shapes you, lifting you to heights you may not have thought possible. These 6 steps are not theories. They are practical, actionable principles that have guided every person who has achieved lasting financial success. Wealth will not chase the unprepared, the unclear, or the inactive. But for those who apply these principles with persistence, discipline, and belief, money begins to move in your direction, almost as if drawn by a magnet. Remember, nothing happens by accident. Opportunity favors the prepared, the focused, and the committed. Each of these 6 steps strengthens your ability to attract wealth, not as a distant dream, but as a present reality. The power to create the life you desire exists within you. Apply these principles daily, consistently, and with purpose, and you will find that money, opportunity, and success are no longer things you pursue, they are things that find you. The question is simple: are you ready to step into that reality? Are you ready to think clearly, act boldly, and surround yourself with success? The choice is yours. Start today, and watch as your life begins to align with the wealth, freedom, and abundance you've always desired.